and welcome back to another episode of the Glow Up Guide. So, today's episode is the first episode of my Getting My Life Together era episode series. I was really struggling to come up with a topic for an episode, and I came up with this idea because starting last week, actually, this was from a long time ago, so starting like a few weeks ago, I was like trying to get myself together for the upcoming school year. So this first episode is gonna be of like the series is gonna be on how to increase your energy levels because I've been like sort of bleh, at least at that point. I mean it's getting better, but like yeah. Um so at that point I just started trying to wake up at 9 a.m. a few days ago, and so far and like ever since then I've been pretty successful, and now I'm like waking up at like 7:15ish for school, which is a lot later than I would like to wake up for school. But yeah, and then starting a few weeks ago as well, like maybe 3-4 weeks ago, I started to incorporate strength training with like light weights. My mom recently bought me a set of like 3-pound dumbbells into my workout routine, which has also been great for me. I hate strength training, but I also kind of love it. It's kind of confusing, but yeah, that's my thoughts on it. So school started August 22nd, and if I'm actually going to do anything for myself this year, I need to get my life together like now. So there's no updates on the podcast. I really need to unsuspend my Instagram because I think that expires like September 11th or something. So um after this episode, I'm going to go like check up on that. I swear to God, I'm going to do that. Okay, so life updates. School started on Thursday, as I mentioned. Today's August 25th. So yeah, school started Thursday, and that went great. I'm not gonna say I was a huge fan of it because honestly, no one likes the first day of school. But I saw a couple of my friends for the first time, and my classes, they're like good. Pretty much all my teachers except my resource teacher are like really nice, and yeah, so that's fun. And I have like pretty good friends in all my classes, except for like my first block, which is history, my second block, which is Spanish, and then my homeroom class. Those are classes. Well, in my first two classes, I have people that I like barely know, so that's not exactly ideal. But and then in my homeroom class, there's just absolutely no one I know at all. There's also one person that I barely know, but I would rather not talk to. Not because I like hate them or anything, but it's just like I don't really know. It's like meh. So yeah, that's fun. But yeah, other than that, it's been pretty great. I like my classes. It's pretty fun. So yeah. Um, we have a long weekend this weekend, 4-day weekend for Labor Day, and yeah, and we have this Friday off, so that's another thing to look forward to. And that's pretty much how school's going. And I have my doctor appointment on Friday, which is like 6 months too late, but whoop-de-doo, that doesn't really matter. At least I got it done before I turned 14 on the bright side. So yeah, my doctor appointment, that went great. And then soccer starting tomorrow. So far my practices are Monday and Wednesday. And I think I mentioned this maybe last week. I got on a team with two of my friends that I did a season with previously. So that was also really nice. Because I'm gonna get to like, I don't know, like become better friends with them again, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it. So yeah, that's fun. And yeah, I'm really excited about soccer starting, and that's gonna give me like something to fill up more of my free time, I suppose. And soccer is where I get a majority of my exercise from during the school year because if I don't really know. I just don't work out during the school year. I don't know why. I probably should, and I'm trying to do so, but it's just like something that falls to the side. And yeah, that's with soccer starting. And then Sunday, like after I recorded, I actually made lasagna for the first time. A while ago, I went and bought ingredients, and then freaking lasagna noodles, they kept having egg in them, and I was just being stupid and not reading them correctly. So yeah, my mom would prefer like to not have anything with egg in it at all because we don't eat egg. So yeah, that was fun. And then we bought like these lasagna noodles with absolutely no egg in it whatsoever from Amazon. So that was great. And then on Sunday I made lasagna. It actually turned out really good. I'm gonna link the recipe that I used in the description. But I also love how the same recipe that I just mentioned, it has like a serving thing, so you can like make anywhere from 1 to 20 servings by just sliding the thing. So yeah, that was really great. I made 2 servings because it was just me and my brother who were gonna eat the lasagna, but turned out really good. And yeah, it was delicious. So that was great. Probably better than like Server's lasagna. That's like the only other lasagna I've ever had. So yeah, that's also great. And yeah, I think that's it for like my life updates. Okay, so before moving on, let's do one thing we're grateful for and one thing we're happy about, plus our book of the week. Okay, so one thing I'm grateful for, I don't really know. Probably I don't really know. Most of these things are things that I'm happy about. Something I'm grateful for. Okay, so we're just gonna go back to the basics. Something I'm grateful for is like having a house with AC because it started to get really hot again. And I think it's like 90 outside right now. I don't know. It's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit in my room, and I'm like, how the heck did that happen? So yeah, it's really hot in my house right now, and I'm currently like dying, which is kind of annoying because I just showered. So yeah, that's fun. And what else? So yeah, that's one thing I'm grateful for that I have a house and I have access to AC because otherwise I probably would have died. Um, so yeah. And then one thing I'm happy about, as I mentioned, soccer starting and then um school starting, I guess. I mean, I'm sort of happy about that, but I'm also not the most happy. I'm not like a child at Disney, a kid in like Disneyland about that either. So yeah, that's fun. And then our book of the week is Happy Place by Emily Henry. So this book is really good. Um, yeah, so Happy Place is the constant term used here. So Harriet and Win, they met in college and they've been like the perfect couple since then. They go together like salt and pepper and all that. Salt and pepper, peanut butter and jelly. Except now, for reasons they're still not willing to discuss, they don't. And they broke up 5 months ago, but they still haven't told their very best friends. So that's how they find themselves sharing a bedroom and a bed at a cottage in Maine that has been their friend group's like yearly getaway for the last decade. Um, yeah, that's when they get to meet up, and that's like the only time they all get to see each other because as they got older, they all kind of like grew apart, had their own lives, got married and stuff. And yeah, they just like get to leave behind their daily lives and eat a bunch of cheese and have a concerning number of amount of wine and all that. And then the only difference is this year that Harriet and Win are blatant lying through their teeth while trying not to notice how desperately they still want each other. Because now the cottage is up for sale, and that's the last week together they're gonna have in this place. So they can't stand to break their friends' hearts, so they play their parts. Harriet will be the driven surgical resident who never happens to start a fight, and Win will be laid back charmer who never lets those cracks show. It's a flawless plan. And if you look at it from a great distance and through a pair of sunscreen smeared sunglasses. After years of being in love, how hard can it be to fake it for 1 week in front of those who just so happen to know you very best? So it's a really interesting book, and I really loved it. Yeah, it's a romance novel, obviously. So definitely think you should go check it out. Definitely think you should go read other books by Emily Henry because she's an amazing author. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this book. I'm actually reading another book by her right now. I started it this morning, and it's Beach Read by Emily Henry. Also another great book. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so moving on. So first, we're gonna start by why you might be feeling like the same way I've been feeling lately, pretty tired of life and just bleh. Because once you figure out the cause of a problem, it becomes so much easier to solve. My first reason is because of a lack of motivation or just no desire to do anything you're supposed to, or just constantly procrastinating stuff. I mean, it took me 2 or 3 days to come up with an idea for this episode and this whole episode series when it should normally take me about 10 minutes to do. That's not good. I could normally type up 1,000 words an hour for my scripts, but now as I was writing this, I apparently wrote less than 400 words in about 20 minutes. I am severely lacking the motivation to do anything hard besides working out or like other hard stuff that is just a habit for me. At least for me, when I'm constantly having nothing to do and just staring at the ceiling for an hour straight, I feel kind of like sad and depressed and bored. And over time, all of that meh adds up to a whole dumb ton amount of motivation. And when I don't feel motivated, it's just like It feels like life is too hard, and it's easy to like just binge watch useless crap on TV or social media or YouTube or whatever. And all of that can just make everything worse, honestly. I don't really know how to explain it. It just makes you like even less motivated and even less desire to do anything that you're supposed to do, and that just makes you feel like a literal zombie. I'm not even kidding. And that's probably like the main reason why you feel like you have no energy, because any energy and motivation are literally so connected. They could be the same thing, but they're not. Number two, a lack of sleep. First, go listen to my episode from 2 weeks ago, I think, on sleep if you haven't already. And also, the key of all things like health and life are diet, sleep, and exercise. That is like the life triangle. When one gets messed up, so do the others, and hopefully, and not surprisingly, all these factors play a huge part in your energy levels. A lack of sleep is usually the cause of every problem ever. That's why my episode on sleep is titled Sleep is the Cure, Sleep is the Cure, because it really is. Apparently, when you go for even 24 hours without sleep, that's the equivalent of having a blood alcohol of 0.10%, which is well above the legal driving limit in the US. So no wonder you experience similar symptoms to intoxication, such as slow reaction times, slurred speech, impaired decision making, etc. Sleep deprivation just makes you feel tired, and that can lead to having no energy because you just want to do nothing all day and be kind of a potato. And those restorative processes that occur during sleep are also important to keep our energy intact. And I think that everyone can say that they function so much better when they get a good night's sleep as opposed to when they get barely any good quality or quantity of sleep, and then they're just groggy and irritated the whole day. That was me on Friday. I got 2 hours of sleep the last night because I had a really bad headache, and yeah, I kind of died. So yeah, and a few weeks ago, maybe a month and a half at this point, um, I woke up 3 times throughout the night because before my mom dragged me out of bed. I mean, I also got my period that day, so that could also be a reason why I was feeling tired, but more than normal because like the number of times I woke up, I don't know why that happened either because like I always stay asleep and that rarely happens, but it did. I also don't know how I managed to fall back asleep, and I don't know whether that's supposed to be a good thing or a bad thing because it's bad to wake up a bunch of times throughout the night, but it's also not a good thing to consider yourself, I'm going to be awake at 3 a.m. So I was just like kind of annoyed the whole day and tired and crap. So yeah, but sleep is just really important to energy, and you won't be able to do anything to fix your energy levels without enough sleep. And sleep is something that a lot of people are like, oh, well, I just don't have the time to sleep. Well, if you don't sleep and then you get into like I don't know, a lack of energy phase, then that's gonna waste a lot more time than actually getting enough sleep every night. So I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, you just need to go get some more sleep, and that is probably gonna fix everything. Number three, your diet. Okay, so one of the three main factors in the ring of life and health and energy, as I mentioned, diet is literally everything. I've mentioned this Netflix show before, but it's called You Are What You Eat, and it's about like a twin experiment, and it's about a study on how food affects identical twins. It's super interesting, and I love that show. Must watch it if you have Netflix, and I don't know what other streaming platforms is on, but yeah, it shows how diet is really everything, even in identical twins. Um, I'll notice too that when I eat a bunch of crap in one day, I'll feel like tired and meh and low energy. But if I eat good food and not that much crappy food, then I feel a lot more energetic and just like good in general. So pretty much everything that you eat traces back to impacting your gut somehow, and your energy levels and your gut health are also apparently connected. So sugar and salt and processed like freezer meals and too much dairy, those can all inflame your gut at least temporarily. And that leads to low energy levels. But eat good food, healthy food full of nutrients, and your gut gets a boost, which in turn boosts your energy. Good food, good energy levels. Bad food, bad energy levels. Simple as that. Um Number 4. Not getting enough exercise is a huge problem for so many people everywhere. I stress working out so much on my podcast because I mean no harm at all. But my mom and my brother are very underweight. My brother's actually very underweight. My mom is very also underweight, but not as bad. And although both of them they do get some exercise, that's only when they're like forced to. Because my mom for cleaning and my brother when he has like PE in school or whatever, because he's in like third grade. And it's not the type of exercise they need to build muscle and like gain weight. But exercise is really that important. And I know you're probably coming up with a ton of excuses right now as to why you can't work out. But I'm about to tell you that no matter how many excuses you come up with, I'm willing to find a solution. So time is a major problem for some people. I'm not asking you to immediately commit to a grueling 1 hour of super intense HIIT workouts or weightlifting every single day. I'm asking you to slowly start. 15 minutes a day is a good starting point, and even 15 minutes of super low intensity exercise. 15 minutes of walking. Walking is probably the lowest intensity exercise thing I can think of. Um, Even that can like do wonders for your health, honestly. So yeah, that's enough to like do wonders for you and also give you a quick energy boost. Instead of one super long and sweaty workout every day, just do a few 10 to 15-minute workouts whenever you can. This is enough to do wonders for your health. Usually, I do half an hour to 45 minutes of exercise every single day, unless I have soccer or I'm walking somewhere or going to the pool or getting exercise in some other way that day. But an hour after the exercise, I feel super duper energetic and calm and focused. Like right now, I finished my workout maybe an hour ago, and I showered, and now I feel like super energetic. Like I could literally do an hour straight of weightlifting if I wanted to. That's not a good idea, but yeah, that's how much energy I have, and yeah, so like and like calm and focused and all that too. It might be hard at first, but after a while, the same thing will happen to you because that's just how life works. Number 5, not drinking enough water. So this kind of goes in with the diet part of like the little health life triangle I built earlier, I guess. But I'm constantly dehydrated because drinking enough water is a huge struggle for me. But on the days where I do manage to drink more water, I feel a lot more energetic and less kind of bleh. I feel like better. And my skin also just gets a lot clearer and I get less bloated. But hydration plays a crucial factor in your energy levels as well. And water is necessary for a bunch of our body processes that like keep you going. It takes up a lot of water, which needs to be replenished. And if you don't replenish it, you'll get tired and you'll feel kind of yucky. So try your best to drink enough water every single day to maintain your energy levels because water is just that important. Half your body weight in ounces is the way to go. So that was all I had to say on why you might be feeling like you have no energy. I hope that helps and gives you a bit of background on basically the rest of this episode. Now, let's move on to some tips to boost your energy. Number 1, quickest energy boost ever is to move your body, even if it's just some random stretching while you're working for 5 minutes. Give your eyes a break too. Whenever you feel tired, you might find yourself naturally just stretching your arms, stretching your legs out, or something. Believe it or not, right? Do it right, and simple stretching can also wake you up and give you a super quick but lasting energy boost. Exercise can also help circulate oxygen throughout your entire body, which helps you boost your alertness and concentration. And exercising gives you a happiness hormone boost, and those hormones can also help increase your energy levels quickly. Number 2, avoid sugar. Sugar and other processed foods are absolute crap. And for some, sugar can provide a quick energy boost, but it's not going to last, and very soon you're going to get tired, especially if you ate a whole crap ton of sugar. Sugar in milk and fruits, those are natural sugars. Those are the types of sugars your body needs, and those will actually give you some decent fuel. Those kinds of foods can give you a decent energy boost. And these sugars are healthy, obviously, when consumed in moderation. But processed sugar in cookies and, I don't know, mac and cheese, there's sugar in mac and cheese too. And there's not a lot of sugar in bread, that's a crap example. Cupcakes, cakes, and that kind of stuff. Those kinds of food, like, um, junk food and that like comes out of a package is sugar that is very quickly absorbed into your bloodstream, which causes a quick drop in energy levels. But the sugars in fruit, for example, those release like slowly into your bloodstream, giving you a good energy boost. Foods that have a low glycemic index are the foods that have slow absorbing sugars and can help give you that energy boost you need, like bananas or apples. Those ones are good ones to get a quick energy boost and have good health benefits too, like any fruit and vegetable. But avoiding processed sugars over time, that can really boost up your energy for good. Happened to me when I cut out processed sugars and other processed crap. Another quick way ever is to really get a lasting energy boost. Um, Plus there's a million other reasons as to why you should avoid processed sugars and junk food. Like I can't mention them all right now, but it would take me like years, but definitely check that out. Number 3, manage your stress levels. So stress can actually consume a lot of your brain power, and calories. Anyway, stress is like a really consuming emotion overall. That's kind of the best way to put it. It feels like it's the only thing you have energy to worry about until it goes away. And even when it does, it feels like it's still like there. It just refuses to freaking let go of you. So if stress is a common problem for you, that's probably the reason why you might be feeling like you have absolutely no energy. I don't have a job or anything like that to be super stressed about, so I can't really relate. The closest thing I will ever come to energy consuming stress is either when my mom is sick or the week and days of my SOLs. That's when I feel like my energy is being sort of sapped from me, like tree bark being split off a tree. Dumb comparison, but that's all I can think of. So try talking to a friend or family member, journaling, or aggressive cleaning, whatever works for best for you to dissolve your stress. Mention aggressive cleaning because that's what my mom does. Number 4, go do something fun. Variety is the spice of life most of the time. So if your same old boring routine is getting boring, then try to go. Jesus, I don't know why I said it like that. Go meet up some friends and do something fun, or go out shopping or on a solo date by yourself. Go do something random that spices up your routine, brings that variety back into your life, or just switch up some mundane things for something more fun. Maybe go out for your morning coffee instead of using your coffee maker. Switch up your workout routine, or walk instead of commuting by car or train or whatever. Maybe take a bike too. I'm a highly extroverted person, so if I go without hanging out with my friends for too long and I feel sort of tired, like I get my energy from socializing. So that might apply to you as well, so always an option to try. Number 5, take a damn break. Most people these days are too busy with work or life or school or other crap, and they're like, well, I don't have time to take a damn break. There's too much stuff that needs to be done. Well, then, if you happen to find yourself constantly having a never-ending to-do list, then maybe it's time to narrow down your priority tasks. And if you really have that much stuff to do, to the point where you can't find time to take care of yourself and give yourself a break, that's concerning. So maybe you're overworking yourself, and that's why you have no energy to do anything. So take a damn break and then return to your apparently more important than yourself tasks. And also, quick note, I think the dryer just like went off or something. I apologize about that. My dryer can be loud, so just ignore it and focus on what I have to say. Number 6, cut the caffeine. Sure, caffeine might give you an energy boost and might be the only thing getting you out of the bed in the morning. In that case, try to find other ways to get out of bed besides caffeine. Anyway, caffeine can give you an energy boost, but not a good one. Caffeine's just not good for you. And sometimes if you consume caffeine too late in the day, and it can impact your sleep that night, which affects your energy the next day, even worse. So try to cut out caffeine and that might help. And I also heard somewhere that if you eat like an apple or even a part of an apple, that's the equivalent of having like a cup or two of coffee. So maybe have an apple in the morning for your breakfast instead of getting coffee and donuts because that's probably a lot more healthier. Another thing to try. Okay, so number 7. So this is gonna be a bit, but waking up early. Um, yeah, it sounds like it makes no sense. I'm literally telling you to go get more sleep, and a lot of people these days they go to sleep super late, like 12 or something, and some people consider that like I've seen people that online and they're just like I went to bed at 11 p.m. today and that's apparently super early for them and I'm like, damn, 11 p.m. that's like crazy late for me. Like 10:30 is what I consider way too late. But yeah, anything past 10 honestly is way too late for bedtime for me at least, but that could be because I'm very young and still in school. And these are people who are like actual adults and have actual jobs and shit. So yeah, that's another thing too that I need to be aware of too. And it seems like contradicting, but let me explain. Lack of sleep is a common reason for many to experience a lack of energy. So waking up early seems to make no sense, but it can really change your life. I started waking up early in like 5th grade or something, and I can easily say that waking up early is one of the best habits that you should invest in to develop because that really changed my life. At first like I felt really tired, like no duh, you're gonna have to get used to waking up early, but after a while I started to notice a very high increase in my energy levels. Like suddenly it goes to bam. To this day, I don't know why waking up early gives you more energy, but this is the quickest, best, and most long-lasting way to gain and maintain those high energy levels. I continued waking up at 6 a.m. every single school day until this random point in 6th grade or something when I slept through my alarm for 3 days straight, and I woke up at 7:30, and then I lost the habit. But this year I have the actual determination and a plan to start waking up early again. My goal by the end of 2024 is to wake up at 6:45. That's it. I have a plan in place so that by next year I can wake up at 6 a.m. again, and I will do everything in my damn power to keep it that way. Waking up early can really change your life and is the number one thing I recommend to increase it temporarily and keep in the long run your energy levels. So that was all I had to say on some little tips to boost your energy levels. I hope those help. Now I wanted to talk about how to get out of a whole random period like a lazy slump or a rut, I guess. First things first, what do I mean by a whole lazy slump? I mean a period of time where you just feel your absolute worst. Everything feels like it sucks, and you seem to have no interest in doing anything that would have interested you like a week ago or even 5 minutes ago. You may feel really tired or find yourself napping or not being able to fall asleep at night because of the napping or just in general. If you've ever experienced a lazy slump, you probably know what it feels like. Your energy levels are super low, and you just seem to be focusing on everything going wrong in your life instead of the positive and happy things happening to you. That's what a slump is. Number two, being in a slump is okay. I mean, yeah, I get that it sucks, but once you accept it, then only that's like the only way to get out of it. I mean, proceed to getting out of it. Slumps are okay and they happen. It's not abnormal to feel that way. Same goes for any problem. Once you accept it, you'll probably be more open towards ways to get yourself out of the slump, and you'll be able to focus on the good, and that can honestly give you a huge boost too. And you also have more brain power to focus on positive things. Honestly, I've only ever been in a slump once, and that was during winter break last year because I was bored as ever, and it was just blatant depressing outside, and that sucked. And I feel like it's just like winter blues, you know. But I got out of it pretty fast. And accepting a slump is the quickest way to get started on getting out of it. I can say that from experience. Number three, there's never going to be a problem without a cause. So start trying to identify the cause of a slump. It might be burnout or boredom or a recent life event, whatever it might be. Try to find the cause of that slump and figure out what might help deal with those problems. I mean, if you're bored, go out, maybe meet up some friends, do something fun to switch up your life a bit. Or if it might be burnout, take a break and give yourself some self care to rest and recharge. It's like fixing a leak in a boat. You're gonna get stuck there if you just keep throwing out water out of the boat with a bucket as opposed to actually finding and patching up the hole. Once you patch that hole, then you're gonna stay afloat. Same applies to a slump. Number four, squeeze in some self care. Self care is so important, and too many people are apparently too busy to indulge in self care. As a matter of fact, if you are a busy person, then that's just how much more you need to prioritize your self care. Because if you don't, that can lead to exhaustion and burnout, and that can just like basically make you dead. Well, not dead, but like bleh. And that affects your work quality. So, I mean, if you want to have better work quality, then I guess you should just prioritize yourself. Heck, you might even be in this slump because of the fact that you refuse to take your self care time. Dedicate a while just to self care. If you need to, like literally schedule it in your calendar. I don't care what you have to do. Do it in order to get your self care in. Like, do whatever you want in terms of self care. Self care is a highly significant factor that will help you get out of a slump. By making time for self care, you're getting rested and recharged to get out of the slump you're in. Number five, brain dump your thoughts. Okay, so now that you've taken it easy for probably a few days and to prepare yourself to get out of this slump, brain dump time or journaling. Just write out your thoughts about how you feel and describe why you feel this way. You can also use this to brainstorm some ideas to get out of this slump. Writing all your thoughts and feelings can really help you like sort of clear your mind, and it kind of puts a weight off your shoulders when you're done. Journaling is a highly powerful tool that you should try because it could actually really help you. Number six, enjoy the small things that make you happy. I don't care what it is. Enjoying these simple things can give you a much needed boost and make you feel so much better about life. Find those little pops of happiness in your daily life. Whether you're in when you're in a slump, nothing seems interesting, even the stuff you love to do. So this can really help sort of recenter you and boost you up, I guess. Finding joy in simple things also gives you the motivation to do other bigger things that seem impossible in your slumpy state. Another thing is making a list of things that make you happy, whether it's baking, certain songs, dancing, going out, singing, whatever. That can really help you refocus during times like this. All of these are great things so long as they make you happy. Number seven, get rid of your biggest time wasters. Now, I know I just said take it easy for a bit when you're trying to get out of a slump, but getting rid of those huge time wasters can really be a big game changer for you when trying to get out of a slump. And also, it can help you like sort of get back into routine, I guess. I mean, yeah, first bit of time getting out of a slump, that should be like unproductive, dedicated to self-care. So you might be thinking, how can getting rid of those time wasters help? Well, first of all, most of the time wasters are actually like they feel good temporarily. Like, okay, so binge watching a TV show, you feel good temporarily, but after a while, you might get a headache from watching from like too much blue light exposure, or you might just feel kind of slumpy because blue light tends to have that effect on people. See, you might feel that way. So it's good. It feels good in like temporarily, but over a long period of time, it's not good. That is my point here. So think about it like decluttering a space, which helps you focus, be efficient, and also just feels good. That's how abandoning those time wasters can help. Like it's like getting rid of clutter. The time wasters are clutter in your life. So write down everything that you can think of that is a time waster and like scrolling through TikTok or watching TV and rank them based on how much happiness they give you. Then try your hardest to cut out all the low ranking stuff to use that time for good ones and habits and other productive things. Number 8, try something new to mix up your life a bit. Trying something new can help you feel a lot happier and refreshed. So if you like to go outside, if you like to stay inside, maybe go on a hike or a solo date somewhere outside. Go for walks, switch up your workout routine, maybe attend some local events happening near you. Start to try and romanticize your life a bit and live in the moment. Maybe incorporate a new hobby into your life to take up some of your free time. Whatever you think might help you feel refreshed and motivate you. The goal is to simply try new things to get yourself out of your comfort zone because that's the only way to grow. I heard this quote somewhere. It was like, "There's no growth in the comfort zone, and um, there's no comfort in the growth zone." That really applies here. Okay, so that was all the tips and advice I had for you guys on how to get out of a slump. I hope that helps. I wanted to talk about some tips to boost and maintain that energy in the long run. Okay, so my first tip is to take these energy boosters and develop them into habits. What I mean by that is, for example, if waking up something early is something that gives you a lot of energy throughout the day, then try to make that a consistent habit. If meditation or working out give you energy, integrate those into your daily routine to get an energy boost every single day. Make self-care part of your routine as well to prevent burnout. Integrate those things that bring you happiness and boost your energy into your daily routine to make sure that you always have the time for those energy boosters every single day. Then like those will make sure that you can maintain your energy in the long run because habits and routines stick. And with that, so will energy. Number 2, consider making some more permanent diet changes. Diet is really everything, like food is energy. So maybe making some permanent dietary changes can maintain high energy levels in the long run. If you find yourself constantly eating foods high in unhealthy fats, salt, sugars, and are heavily processed, then maybe it's time to make some more permanent changes to your diet to maintain high energy levels. I'm not saying you have to go vegan or anything like that. Because like apparently, I did this experiment for a week. I might have mentioned it on the podcast, but I tracked my calories for a week just out of curiosity, and it was like an experiment. And I used this app, LifeSum. It's actually a pretty great app. So if you're interested in calorie counting or something similar, just out of curiosity. And they also have like recipes and workouts and that kind of stuff. So that's also useful. It's like a health tracking app, I guess. That's another good thing. So definitely go check it out. The free version is actually great on this app. You don't really need the paid version, honestly. So yeah, that's great. But I put like something in it and it said I should go vegan for a week just to get like more fruit intake in, I guess, because I don't eat a lot of fruits. I don't know why. Because there's actually a good amount of fruits that I genuinely like, but I just don't know why I don't eat them. So yeah, that's fun. But yeah, I'm not saying you have to go vegan or something like that and be really strict about it, but maybe instead of reaching for a chocolate bar, reach for some fruit or nuts instead, or a chocolate bar with fruit in it. If you're like just starting, small changes mean everything. Like I saw this thing on Pinterest, and it was like small changes in your diet. Actually, no, wait, it was on Pinterest. There was like this video on YouTube, and I watched it, and it was like this person. They made minuscule changes into their diet. Maybe like they eating. I'm just trying to think of some. They weren't in the video, but it was like eating dark chocolate instead of milk chocolate because dark chocolate has less sugar and actually has a couple health benefits for you. Maybe reaching for some flavored sparkling water instead of soda. Um, Veggie straws. That's another random one instead of chips because although veggie straws are technically still processed food, they're a lot healthy. They're a lot healthier than potato chips and have a lot less calories too. Simple changes like that, small changes honestly mean everything with diet. You can't avoid processed foods forever unless you're like allergic to them or something like that. Because I don't really eat frozen dinners, for example, but just a while ago, my mom got sick, so I had to make like a microwave Stouffer's mac and cheese for me and my brother's dinner. Stuff happens, so don't be super strict about it. But if you're really looking to some diet options for high energy, veganism is a hard but good one. I've heard that the Mediterranean diet is also great for high energy levels. But honestly, small changes work best. You don't need to go on any of those crazy diets unless you genuinely want to. Number three, sugar. Sugar is a big problem. Processed sugars are literally in everything, like friggin' mac and cheese. Um, a package of like a 20-ounce Stouffer's mac and cheese that I ate yesterday. I ate a whole package. That was probably not good for me because there are almost 800 calories in the whole package. But you know what? Whoop-de-doo. I really don't care. And there's about 10 grams of freaking added sugars in a thing of mac and cheese. That's kind of crazy, honestly. And I don't think there should be that much sugar in mac and cheese, but oh well. But anyway, processed sugars in chocolate and cookies, those can be really bad for your energy levels and your health in general. Heck, some new studies are even saying that processed sugar can be linked to cancer. Processed sugar is basically the worst thing you can do for your health and your energy levels and literally everything. 2.5 years ago, I started to cut out sugar because my mom mentioned she saw a video on like that sugar would cause redness and acne, which was a huge problem for me back then. So I started to cut out sugar, and at first, because I was really used to eating a ton of sugar, it was hard and I was constantly tired. But after a few weeks, results started showing like absolutely crazy. I lost 15 to 20 pounds. I can't remember in almost a month. Not good, but still happened. It was getting easier to wake up on time, and I found myself sleeping through my alarms less. I was happier and a lot more energetic. That's the main point here because this episode is all about how to increase your energy. It was a crazy change in hardly a few months, and now it's something that's going to stick with me forever. Because processed sugar, like cutting out sugar, it's one of those habits that once you cut it out, once you do it, it sticks with you because it kind of has to. Because for me, now I can't eat some store-bought cakes and things like that because they're simply too sweet. And the Fruit Loops. Oh my god. There's like this healthier version of Fruit Loops by like the Walgreens brand or something. Um but like they taste horrible to me. They taste good to my brother because he's still used to eating tons of sugar. But to me, I swear to God, I can taste like how sweet it is and like the artificial flavors in it. It tastes disgusting. Like I can name a million. I'm pretty sure like there's a bunch of other things that taste better than that I would rather that I hate. I'd rather eat caramel than eat those freaking Fruit Loops, and I absolutely hate caramel, so that really has to say something because yeah, so you just can't like kind of go back on it, I guess. Unless you want to get used to doing that, which I don't think you want to. So it just makes like life makes it harder for you, I guess. I don't really know. That's the best way to explain it. So try to cut out processed sugars as much as possible for the best and longest lasting energy boost. Plus, it's good for you in many other ways. Number 4, if you're suffering from any vitamin deficiencies, then try taking supplements or switching up your diet to get more of those nutrients that you're missing in your basic diet. My mom used to have a really bad iron deficiency. She still has an iron deficiency, but it's not as bad anymore. I also used to have an iron deficiency and an what was it? Vitamin D deficiency when I was younger. I think I was about 8 or 9. But that went away in a month or two. I don't have any deficiencies now, and I hope I will never have them. But if that's a problem for you, try taking multivitamin supplements. Oh my goodness, for a bit of help in that area. Magnesium is actually a very common deficiency and is very important to your energy levels. Um, Iron is also a big one for energy as it is responsible for healthy red blood cells, which carry oxygen to all your body parts, and that is a key process of, well, having energy. Make sure you don't have any vitamin deficiencies and take supplements or maybe make some dietary changes if you need to. Number 5, yoga and meditation. Both mindfulness practices focus on your breath, which is a very powerful tool. My mom was actually reading this book. It was called Breathe by James Nestor, I think. I haven't read that book, but I think I will for this podcast. And it is all about the power of breath, and she said it was a really good book, so I trust my mom's advice because she knows about books. So I think you guys should go check that book out. Once again, not totally sure about the author, but I'm pretty sure if you just search up Breathe by James Nestor, Google will probably correct you. So yeah, nothing to worry about. I think it's like a yellow cover too, with like a brain picture on it, if that helps. Yeah. So, yeah, when you take those deep breaths and you really honing in on your breathing, you're sending oxygen throughout your entire body, which helps you feel more energized and alert. So, yoga or meditation are also a good habit to incorporate into your routine for an energy boost. Honestly, during my water park trip back in July, I was really sleep deprived, barely 3 hours of sleep a night for 3 nights straight. So, my mom told me to try taking very deep breaths with my eyes closed. And it really worked and it got me through the day, which was a very exhausting one. That was probably like tons of like 8 plus hours, like about 7 hours a day in a water park, and then probably 4 hours of constant walking around, standing. Yeah, so that was great. And if it got me through that, it can get you through any hard day. Like if breathing got me through that kind of day, I think it can get you guys through any day. It really worked. Okay, it's so weird, and I don't really know how it worked, but it really does work for a long-lasting energy boost. So just taking some time to take deep breaths also works for lasting energy. Number 6, getting less screen time. So blue light actually tells your brain to be awake, but in terms of your energy levels, works the same way as sugar or coffee. When you go on screens, you become more alert, sure, but that only lasts a short amount of time, and then you have an energy crash afterwards. So getting less screen time is also good if you want to increase your energy levels in the long run. Plus, getting less screen time is beneficial in so many other ways. Um, you'll waste less time scrolling, feel a happiness boost, and your eyes will also thank you in the long run as well. So try to get less screen time for a long-lasting energy boost and many other benefits. Okay, so that was all I had to say on how to make your energy levels stick in the long run. I hope this helped you guys. Now, to end our podcast episode today, I have a quote for you guys from Rhonda Byrne. I think that's how you say your name. It's spelled Byrne, so I'm hoping that's right. The quote goes, "Positive thoughts breed positive results. Surround yourself with good vibes and watch your life flourish." Bye, guys. Rate, review, follow, and share this podcast. Drink some water, and I love you all.